I'm going to try a week at a glance in a movie format along with that paper copy in case maybe recording it in a video format helps some of you understand some of the ideas better. So moving forward into the week of May the 4th to the 8th, we're going to be doing a review of digestion from Friday, some movies on circulation and respiration, some seat work on the same topics, a couple of activities on those topics, and then you're going to give me feedback on one of those three systems. By the way, don't copy any of this. Tutorials are going to be on Tuesday and Thursday only. Not a lot of people are coming to the tutorials. I'm assuming you're coming if you have questions. A lot of people are just skipping them, so I'm not going to schedule a whole bunch if people don't feel the need to come. So for that Monday activity of review of digestion, it's the cracker challenge. What you need to do is find two kind of boring crackers like saltines. The less flavorful the crackers are, the better this works. You're going to need to chew them for about 5 or 6 minutes. That is very hard to do. It's very hard to do in a class. By the last minute or so, you should notice a change in how it tastes. You should be able to connect that with the lesson on how digestion works in terms of physical and chemical digestion. Once you've tried this by yourself, try with a friend. I know we're social distancing. You guys have technology where you can FaceTime each other, you can do all kinds of stuff. So once you've done it for yourself, challenge somebody to do it. So tell them to grab crackers and then mislead them. I would recommend using one cracker for this challenge, two at most. But hey, play with it. Suggest somebody try to scarf down like about four and see if they can chew for 5 minutes. I'm sure there's all kinds of fun, just don't choke. When you're finished, record the issue about how things changed in terms of how it tastes. Tuesday, circulation, you got a note. The coloring that I would have done to show how gas exchange happens, because normally what happens is blood changes color depending on whether it has or does not have oxygen. Blood pressure is discussed in the movie in terms of systolic and diastolic. In class, I would have had everyone test their blood pressure. Then we'd have a conversation of what high and low blood pressure is. Normal is about 120/80. As teenagers, most of you have blood pressure a little lower than that. Again, because of social distancing, I'm not going to recommend that people go in and get your blood pressure tested. Most of the machines have been cordoned off in the stores. So when you can get access to it, go ahead and give them a try. If your blood pressure right now as a teenager is above 140/90, then you are comfortably in the high blood pressure range, and as a teenager, that's unusually bad. And if you discover that's where yours is, wouldn't be a bad idea to get that checked out. Similarly, if it's below 100/70, that's usually for an adult in the range of low blood pressure. As a teenager, that might not be overly surprising because as teenagers, your body sizes aren't full-grown adults, so it's usually a little lower, but something to be aware of. There's going to be a few textbook questions related to that. Wednesday, respiration, your respiratory system, so you got a note. Again, the coloring we had to cancel. There's a few seat work questions from the textbook. And in class, we'd normally measure what's called vital capacity, which is the biggest breath you can take. So I'd have everyone take a deep breath and then breathe out through this machine. And we'd see how large your lung capacity is. And we had a lab where we measured your height and saw if there's a pattern between body height and lung capacity. The people who surprised everyone were the musicians. Everyone expects athletes to have large lung capacities, and most people forget the musicians. Thursday, oh, two activities. Pulse activity on the left. So this is one that everybody can do. So that cracker thing, some of you may or may not have a decent cracker for it. It does actually work with white bread. Pulse activity, wall seated, just like I am right now. Find your pulse. So either check underneath your neck here. You can't do this too well when you're talking, but feel around for your carotid artery. And when you find it, you should be able to count the number of beats in 10 seconds. And then you're going to stand up for about 30 seconds, do it again, walk around for 30 seconds, do it again, do 30 seconds of jumping jacks, again, get your pulse, and then lastly, sit down for about 5 minutes and check your pulse again. and then record what you find after doing that. That's the pulse activity. Whole thing, 10 minutes tops. Lung capacity. This is the one that I know several of you can't do. Don't panic, okay? You have to report on one of the three, not all three. So I know most of you can't do this. It's going to be a little messy. Your options go like this. If you've got a round balloon, one big breath, as full as you can get it, and that's going to give you a sense of your lung capacity. If you don't have that balloon, this is the messy part. You need a large clear plastic container that's at least 5 liters. You need some kind of a flexible hose. You need a large sink, laundry tub, bathtub if necessary, and naturally some water. What do? You fill that clear plastic container with water and you flip it upside down. So you probably, if you've done dishes and helped with rinsing, you've taken a glass or bottle or something like that and held it underneath the water and then turned it so you could pull the thing up and then had the water go splashing out afterwards. Same idea. Fill it up with water, turn it upside down, just don't pull it up too high. Then put one end of the hose underneath the thing. Take your biggest breath, blow out through that hose, let the air go into the clear container, let the water come down. Once you've done that one breath, mark it with something, either put your thumb there and just hold it, whatever you have to do, mark the level. Then you can pull the thing out and use a measuring cup or something like that and fill it up with water until you see how many liters your lung capacity is. After you're done, record after your seat work questions from Wednesday what you found. Those are the 2 activities for Thursday. Lastly, Friday, giving me some feedback. So Friday, you guys had 3 activities that you could try and do. I know some of you couldn't do them all. That's okay. You're going to either create a video, you can type up a Word document, you can make a PowerPoint like you did for the medical research project and shoot it into a video, whatever you want. Whichever format you want to do it in, that's great. Tell me what you learned from it. Use the language from the lesson, so don't use a vague language. You should be able to use the language from the lesson. So if you're talking about digestion and you aren't using physical and chemical digestion, probably missed something there. If you honestly can't do any of them, and like the pulse one, like, come on. If you really can't, then what I want you to do is summarize what you've learned from the textbook questions. Don't give me an essay. Like, if you're doing a Word document and this is more than half a page, you're probably working too hard. All right. Once you've got that done, upload it. I'm going to post something in Edsby so that you have a place to upload the file. So it'll say assignment in Edsby. It'll be due next Friday, which is May the 8th. And it's just a place to give me feedback on what you learned from those 3 activities. All right. I believe that's it. Have a great day.